The invitation was written on stiff, pretentious cardstock, pale ivory with gold lettering. It read, "You are cordially invited to a private dinner for the reconciliation of family ties." It was sent 3 weeks after my son, Ethan**, screamed obscenities at me over the phone, all because I had politely, but firmly, refused to write a $90,000 check for his and his fiancée. Brianna's**, destination wedding in Santorini. Ethan and I had barely spoken in 3 months, and the silence had been deafening, especially since he knew his father, Richard**, and I had more than enough money. But I had my reasons that went straight to the heart of what I believed about commitment, financial responsibility, and the toxic influence Brianna had on my only child. I accepted the invitation. I was 62, a highly successful, self-made woman who had spent 4 decades building a logistics empire, and I knew a trap when I saw one. The dinner was held at a ridiculously exclusive, new French restaurant downtown, the kind of place where the menu prices were whispered, not printed. When I arrived, they were already seated. Ethan, looking stressed and defensive, and Brianna, radiating a false, sickly, sweet politeness that set my teeth on edge. The conversation was strained, punctuated only by the scrape of silverware and the sommelier's overly detailed descriptions of wine. Then, over the expensive halibut, Brianna delivered the ambush. She didn't ask for the money. She demanded it, framing it as an apology from me. "Mom, we know you feel terrible about disappointing Ethan. He's heartbroken, but we've decided to give you a chance to make this right. You can cover the full cost of the wedding, the $90,000, and we'll forgive you. It's the only way for you to buy back your son's presents at Christmas." The air froze around the table. The sheer audacity, the casual cruelty of attempting to monetize my son's love snapped something inside me. The core conflict was instant and overwhelming. Do I, Olivia**, the mother who raised Ethan with every advantage, finally tell them the real, brutal reason why I refused to pay for their frivolous, ego-driven wedding, risking permanent, absolute estrangement from my son? Or do I swallow the insult and their manipulation, simply walk out, and plot a financial defense that ensures Brianna never touches my true fortune, thereby losing Ethan forever to her toxic, controlling influence? Was I wrong to prioritize teaching my son a painful lesson about value? Or should I have just paid the $90,000 to keep the peace? Tell me honestly, would you have screamed the truth and walked out right then? Or would you have smiled and waited for the perfect moment to execute your cold, hard, financial revenge? To truly understand the venom behind that reconciliation dinner, you have to know my history with Ethan and, more importantly, the secret that my husband, Richard, and I had been keeping for nearly 5 years. Richard and I were the founders of Logistics Global **, a highly profitable, privately held logistics firm. We were worth well over $300 million. Ethan was our only child, and we spoiled him, perhaps too much, but he was always kind and intelligent until Brianna came along 5 years ago. Brianna, 35, was a professional socialite, beautiful, charming, and utterly consumed by the pursuit of extravagant, visible wealth. She didn't love Ethan. She loved the idea of being a logistics heiress. She immediately set about alienating Ethan from anyone who questioned her, especially me. She convinced him that his parents owed him every luxury simply for being born, and that our fortune was his to claim right now. The $90,000 destination wedding was just the latest, most egregious demand in a long line of expensive gestures meant only for social media validation. I had initially agreed to help with a reasonable wedding budget, say $20,000, but when she pushed for $90,000 for a week-long party for strangers, I drew the line. The real reason for my refusal, however, was not the amount itself, but a life-changing decision Richard and I had made. 5 years ago, after a significant health scare for Richard, we made a pact. We would use our wealth not to sustain a dynasty of spoiled children, but to create a lasting legacy. We began the complex, multi-year process of liquidating the entire business and establishing the Logistics Global Foundation ***, a massive philanthropic entity focused on global education. The foundation was designed to inherit over 95% of our net worth, approximately $300 million, upon our passing. Ethan would still inherit a very generous 7-figure trust that would guarantee him a comfortable life, but the vast majority of the fortune was earmarked for charity, ensuring that Brianna would never get her hands on the multi-million-dollar corporate control she craved. We had kept this absolutely airtight secret from Ethan and Brianna, knowing that if they found out, Brianna would force Ethan to sue us, or worse, make our remaining years a living hell of demands and accusations. We had successfully sold the business 18 months prior, placing the liquidated funds into the foundation's private holdings, and were merely waiting for the final legal transfer phase to complete, which was set for the following year. The actual money for the wedding, the $90,000, was a drop in the bucket compared to the fortune they believed they were entitled to. But paying it would have signaled continued compliance with Brianna's greed, something I was no longer willing to do, especially not when the money was technically meant for building schools in Africa. As Brianna finished her demand, that cold, manipulative smile plastered on her face, I felt a familiar surge of nausea mixed with fury. Ethan said nothing, staring miserably at his wineglass, the weak, silent complicity that defined his relationship with her. They weren't asking for a gift. They were attempting to extort forgiveness, using my son as the bargaining chip. I put my fork down softly. The silence was even more profound than before. Brianna, I said, my voice barely above a whisper, let me be very clear. I refuse to pay for your wedding because I do not support a display of financial irresponsibility that borders on the grotesque. And I will not buy my son's love. If Ethan chooses to exchange my presence at Christmas for a $90,000 party, that is his sad decision, not mine. I didn't tell them about the foundation, the $300 million legacy, or the fact that their expected inheritance was now largely non-existent. I simply stood up, placed my napkin beside my untouched Hallie, and walked out. I paid for my own dinner discreetly on the way out, leaving them with the crushing bill for the rest of the meal and the bitter taste of failure. I spent the next few months preparing my final, necessary act of defense. The divorce from my son was inevitable, but I needed to ensure that when it came, it was final and safe for Richard and me. We accelerated the legal transfer of the remaining assets to the foundation. I changed all the security protocols on our estate, ensuring they could not simply show up and demand entry. I prepared a final, detailed letter for Ethan, explaining the financial truth about the foundation, to be delivered after the legal transfers were complete. I was creating a fortress around our legacy. Then, 3 months after the disastrous dinner, Richard and I received the official wedding invitation. It was still set for Santorini, still $90,000, 0, presumably funded by some unfortunate co-signer or, more likely, crippling debt taken on by Ethan. The invitation was followed by a chilling email from Brianna. The subject line was simply, your last chance. The body of the email was a passive-aggressive masterpiece, detailing how much the wedding meant to Ethan and how sad it would be if his own parents weren't there to witness their union. It ended with a bold threat. If you are not present, we will understand that you have truly rejected Ethan, and we will proceed with the necessary legal steps to protect Ethan's rightful inheritance upon your passing. So that's the situation I was in. I was weeks away from completing the transfer of $300 million to a charity, ensuring Brianna got nothing. I had just received a direct legal threat regarding an inheritance that essentially didn't exist anymore. I had the truth, the whole $300 million truth, ready to drop on them, but I knew delivering it prematurely would invite an immediate, ugly lawsuit and immense public scandal. My choice was terrifying. Do I prioritize the quiet, legal finality of the Foundation's transfer and accept that Ethan will forever hate me for not paying for his wedding and abandoning him, believing the lie? Or do I preemptively expose the truth now? The $300 million foundation, the non-existent inheritance risking the legal battle, and the public humiliation of telling my son that the entire fortune he thought was his is going to charity, simply to destroy Brianna's grip on him. Before I tell you what happened next, I want you to pause and comment below what you would have done in my shoes. Would you have chosen the quiet, clean transfer and let Ethan hate you? Or would you have chosen the spectacular, painful truth bomb to save him? Seriously, let me know what choice you would have made right there. I chose the spectacular, painful truth bomb. The Foundation transfer was my financial defense, but Ethan's soul was the battlefield. I could not let him marry a monster under the false pretense of inheriting a fortune. He deserved the truth, no matter how much it hurt us all. I had to rip the Band-Aid off, even if it meant ripping the family apart. I didn't send the letter. I arranged a surprise. The wedding was set for a Saturday in June. On the Wednesday before, Richard and I hosted a *** massive, unannounced media event *** at the old Logistics Global headquarters. The building everyone in our social circle still associated with our wealth. We invited every local and national business reporter who had ever covered our company. The centerpiece of the event was the official announcement of the ** Logistics Global Foundation's inaugural project *** a $50 million investment in building schools in 5 underserved countries. Complete with architectural renderings and emotional video testimonials. I stood at the podium with Richard, looking every bit the successful, philanthropic power couple. I delivered a meticulously prepared speech, focusing on legacy, responsibility, and the joy of giving back. Then I dropped the bomb. This foundation, I announced, my voice amplified by the microphones, represents the hard-earned legacy of the entire Logistics global fortune. As of today, *** over 95% of our net worth *** has been permanently and irrevocably transferred into this charitable trust. This means the Logistics fortune will now benefit millions of children globally, a far greater return than any one individual could ever achieve. I paused for the inevitable gasp and the flurry of cameras. Then I looked directly into the lens, addressing my son and his fiancée across the ocean. This is also a response to the recent, publicly announced wedding of my son, Ethan, and his fiancée, Brianna, since Brianna made it clear that her acceptance of me was conditional on a 6-figure financial payment. and since she has subsequently made legal threats regarding her expectation of a substantial inheritance, I want to clarify for the record, there is no longer a substantial inheritance to claim. The fortune she believed was hers is now dedicated to charity. Our son, Ethan, is loved and will be financially secure for life through his own dedicated, private trust. But the vast, disposable wealth that fueled this greed and toxic expectation has been redirected toward a purpose far greater than an extravagant, debt-fueled wedding. The press conference was a spectacular success, a public relations triumph for the foundation, and a complete nuclear strike against Brianna and Ethan. The fallout was instantaneous and absolute. Local news stations interrupted their regularly scheduled programming to cover the announcement. The headlines the next day were brutal. Logistics tycoons give away $300M fortune daughter, in-law left with nothing, and Santorini dream wedding funding cut off, bride's extortion scheme backfires, the wedding, scheduled for the following Saturday, was cancelled within 24 hours. Brianna, facing public humiliation, no longer had a wealthy man to marry, only a man with a limited trust fund. The leverage was gone. She disappeared, leaving Ethan with a massive, non-refundable deposit for the Santorini venue, a mountain of credit card debt from her gown and rings, and the crushing realization that his mother was not the controlling monster she had claimed. Ethan called me 2 weeks later. He didn't scream, he just cried. He had realized that Brianna's only interest in him had been the money. He saw the cancelled wedding, the public exposure, and the sudden, complete disappearance of Brianna for the simple truth it was. He had been a meal ticket, and the ticket had just expired. He saw the kindness and the genuine love in the Foundation's work, and the generosity of the trust fund that was waiting for him, all of which had been protected from Brianna's predatory grasp. He finally saw that I had refused to pay the $90,000 not out of greed, but out of a desperate, final attempt to save him from a toxic, parasitic life. It took time, a lot of time, and professional counseling, but Ethan and I reconciled. He started his own, smaller business, learning the value of earned money. He met a new woman, Sarah, who is kind, works for a non-profit, and loves Ethan for who he is. They had a small, beautiful wedding in a local park. Richard and I happily paid for it. The Logistics Global Foundation is thriving, funding schools and changing lives globally. I used the $300 million to buy freedom for my family, freedom from predatory greed, and freedom for my son to finally find his own path. I have no regrets about the choice I made. The reconciliation dinner was a trap, but I turned the table and used the moment to launch a legacy that will last generations. Like this video, if you believe a parent's greatest legacy is responsibility, not simply inheritance. Subscribe for more stories about financial warfare and generational revenge. And please, share your final thoughts on this whole mess in the comments section below. Do you think Ethan would have ever realized the truth without the public foundation announcement? I'll see you all in the next story.